Hi, guys. Hey, that's a good one. Thank you. My name is Shardá, and in 2 days I'll be 31. And I'm doing absolutely everything I wanted to do as a kid. And how I'm doing that is by asking myself, what are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? What you doing? What are you doing? What
Real, what you doing?
are you doing?
Right. So today we are going to talk about several things, and that's about coping with stress in everyday life. And how I do that is with 4 steps: self-evaluation, accountability, affirmation, and self-care. So the first part of this is that self-evaluation. So how I got to ask myself what I'm doing is
So my senior year of college,
sound.
I failed the class 3 times. And during that period of time, I went to go see my advisor. My advisor asked me what was wrong. And I couldn't really put a finger on it, but I knew something was wrong. And I began to cry. So for about 20 minutes, I cried, and we sat in silence. And she didn't say anything, I didn't say anything. I was just pretty much ashamed. And she signed my papers for graduation. So I graduated college quietly. I sold my tickets for commencement on Craigslist because Bill Clinton came that year. And I quietly continued life. And about 3 months later, I had her sign my paperwork in February. My mom asked about graduation, and I told her I didn't want to have a party. I actually begged her not to throw me a graduation party for a bachelor's degree in food management. And that's when I knew something was wrong.
So again, I ask you, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because from here, I knew something was wrong, and I asked myself, what are you doing? So in order to take care of whatever's going on with me, I had to hold myself accountable, because accountability starts with change. Accountability takes form in many ways. It could be notes, relationships, friendships, but for me in particular, it's notes. So we can start with post-it notes, cell phone reminders, things that you can see that can help you through anxious times and give you reminders to smile. So again, the definition of accountability is?
The definition of accountability is the quality or state of being accountable, an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for your actions or others.
So with that, I'm going to ask you guys to begin to write yourself love letters often. Place them where you can see them, place them where they are important, and write down things you need to know in order to keep moving forward. So another form of accountability for myself was finding your tribe. And how you do that is?
In 2014, me and my friend re-established our companies. My friend started a production company, and I asked myself, what am I doing again as far as my clothing company was concerned? So right before I set up a meeting with my friend, I went and actually tried to make a quick buck. Now, we all know fast money is not the best money, and I ended up with a gun to my head. I ended up getting my pockets rammed, and he tried to take my phone. In the process of taking my phone, I asked him why in broad daylight would he want to hurt me? Desensitized to the fact that violence begets violence, and I was in the neighborhood doing something I had no business doing in the first place. I continued on with my day after that, and went to go see Adrian. Told him about my day a little bit, and he seemed to be bothered. It didn't really bother me, which should have been a red flag. So the next day he said, come over, sign your contract, let's get started. So me being who I am, I had never done any type of business. And I was just like, okay, I'll come sign my contract. I just know I want to make a change. I know I want to do this. So unbeknownst to me, I signed a contract that actually signed all of my licensing to his company, as well as a morality contract that said if I did anything that was not morally sound, all business would end and none of the items that I created would be available to me. So my friend, my great friend, actually put me in a position to hold me fully accountable on every aspect of my life and every piece of my life, to keep the only thing that I desired anyway. And that, dear folks, is how your tribe and accountability go hand in hand. And that's why I'm here right now.
So again, I ask yourself, and I ask you, what are you doing? Find you friends that hold you responsible, and often people who will hold you to a level of responsibility for yourself, others, and the community. So, what are you doing? Say it with me. What are you doing? Come on, guys. What are y'all doing? Y'all had TED, but what you doing? Thank you. Now look at your neighbor and ask them the same thing. Right. Right. Maybe exchange some numbers later and say, what are you doing? Text each other, hang out. You never know. So the last part of this process is the most vital, which is speaking it, thinking it, and saying it out loud, writing it down, and getting out of your own way.
The last part of this is self-care. The most important part of this is speaking it, thinking it, and making sure you make it a part of your existence. Say it out loud, write it down, and get out of your own way. We as millennials, we're different. We're the most educated with the least jobs. So that means we have to find our way. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be scared of that. And don't let anyone tell you that your path is not the right path for you. Success is a mindset. Success is defined by you and your life. Don't forget, write your story, write it proud, and make sure you know what you are doing. What you doing?
So as millennials, success again is what you make it. We are different. It is okay. Don't worry about everybody saying, hey, you sleeping on your mom's couch. Oh, well, it is what it is. Make the best of it. But in the process, keep your feet moving forward and on the ground. And before you look up, everything will change. It's okay. It is definitely okay that we're different. Define success on your own terms. Make sure that all your spaces are safe. Make sure you define your life again. Remember, you define your life. And remember, everything takes time. So make sure you laugh. Make sure you share. Make sure you care. And again, remember that your life is yours. Write your story. Make sure you enjoy every single second. And again, don't forget.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
So again, make sure you ask yourself often, what are you doing? Make sure you follow those 4 steps. And make sure you enjoy yourself along the way. Thank you, and stay dreaming.